few housekeeping issues. Let's all be guided accordingly going forward. There's the issue of proportional representation. There are full members of council. Whilst those who have their wards, you are responsible for your wards, they have cross-cutting issues. As proportional representatives, they sit just like you in committees. They contribute to full council meetings just like you. The only thing they can't do is come to your ward and direct people what to do. But when they are here in council, they are full members of council. Even if they came through youth quota or they came through women's quota, you are not going to address them as if they are here for youth issues and they are here for women issues. They are here for the affairs of the city of Chitungwiza. That is just a ticket or a clause which allowed them to be added on. If you look around, had we not had proportional representation being announced by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Mnangagwa, we would still be having more men in these chambers across the country. So I want you, male colleagues, to welcome these ladies and make sure that you orient them on the issues of council. But most importantly, I want you to give them the respect as full councillors. Okay? Because I know that at your induction, this was a hot issue. And there was a lot of confusion. But there's normally a problem when blind lead the blind. So when we come, at least we try and make these issues very clear. So having said that, when you are appointing committees, don't appoint them based kuti ayuwa una wadi. Appoint the committees. If you add with proportional, how many do you have full councillors? 33. So according to me, I have 33 councillors in Chitungwiza. Okay? I think if we do that, that will help. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through elections. Having done the elections, whether Maita caucus or not, we'll follow the procedures which need to be followed so that it's legally binding. We don't want to take any shortcuts. Once we've done the elections of the mayor and the deputy mayor, I will announce the results. Then from their point, I will invite the acting town clerk to address the mayor and the deputy mayor in front of everyone. Then having done that, I will then ask them to take an oath before me and before the acting town clerk. Once they've taken their oath of office and loyalty oath, then I will address you. Once I've addressed you, I'll then invite the mayor and the deputy mayor to come and assume their seats. Once they've assumed their seats, I'm going to also ask for the mayor to give his acceptance speech, and I'll also ask for the deputy mayor to give the acceptance speech. And once you've done that, I'll then close the meeting and hand over to the mayor. And at which point I'll ask that you take a 30 minutes break. The media wants to speak to you and etc. Then you go into your next session where the only thing on the agenda is appointment of councillors into standing committees. I'll repeat that. The only thing on the agenda is the appointment of councillors into standing committees. I know Chitungwiza, you sometimes get overexcited and then just come up with agendas as you go, as the spirit leads. No, we follow the protocols which are there and you get guided. It's very important, especially for the new councillors who are joining, that we teach them to follow Gwara, the Urban Councils Act and the Constitution, so that you don't take shortcuts. And that way they also learn. But if you take shortcuts, then they will not learn anything. So hopefully we can learn that. Ladies and gentlemen, can we start off by first having nominations for the mayor position? Nominations? Yes, please stand up and say, I, so and so, councillor, so forth of this ward, I nominate, etc., so and so.
I nominate Councillor Love More Maiko as the mayor.
That's fine, thank you. Second nomination.
Good morning all. I, the teacher Sandokola PR, I nominate Leah Chidamba as the mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Any other nomination? Third nomination? I can see none. Can I ask that Councillor Love Moma Yuko and Councillor Leah Chidamba please leave the room? If you can go as far as the car park, I'll be very happy. Outside. Not outside the fence, of course. Just as far from this building. Sorry? Sorry. It's fine. Go some as well. You can go. Can I ask, no, normally when we do nominations, if someone is nominated, we respect that. It's a nomination. Yeah. Even you work and nominate, we don't need a secondment on that. Okay? That's fine. Where are the ballot papers? Have we prepared them? Yes. Can I inspect them? Can you have the boxes, please? Can we maintain our silence? Can we maintain our silence? Thank you. That's fine. I just need to see a sample. As you are going to be, colleagues, you are going to be receiving ballot papers. I know they will be numbered. Please do not give a councillor a ballot paper which has the same number with their ward. For obvious reasons that if someone is looking, they will associate the ballot paper with the respective councillor. So for example, serial number 001, please do not give it to councillor from Ward 1. Because then it means we all know what that councillor voted for. So at this moment in time, can I ask that you've got 33 ballot papers? Can I ask that the ballot papers be given?
To only councillors.
Only councillors. Just because you feel like a councillor today doesn't mean if you are not elected or appointed, you are not a councillor. Don't ask for the ballot paper. Please just remove two. Just remove two. Just give me those two. Okay, I'll keep those two. That's fine. I'll keep that as well. Thank you. Please, once you get your ballot, just keep it for now. I'll tell you when to write. And then once you write, we're going to ask you to fold it like this. To fold it in half. You're just going to fold it in half. Someone show them. I'm going to explain once everyone has received a ballot paper. We don't have some ballot papers behind here. Secretary, please can we hurry up? I know our room is quite tiny. But we just want to make sure everyone receives, then we all write at once. Can we hurry up? This table, everyone has got a copy? That side, everyone has got a copy?
Yes.
So we're only left with this side. All right, I think now we all have the paper. As you can note, it's written councillor candidate. Please do not write your name as the councillor. Just write the candidate that you are proposing. Once you have done that, please fold it in half. Once you have written, can we all write? We are voting for mayor between Councillor Shidamba and Councillor Maiko. Once you have written, just fold. Please do not discuss or share. Just fold it. Thank you. Secretariat, please can we just stand and collect them? TC, can you collect those from that side? All those written, just collect, and you can collect from that side as well. Please, can you just pass on your votes? Pass them over this side. Okay. Have we done? Collected all? Yeah. All right. So you can sit there and Charlie.
There are 33.
Just count how many you have. You're supposed to have 33. No, 31. We have removed 2. We have 31. We have removed 2 candidates. Yeah. That's fine. We'll move on now to the deputy mayor. We don't worry about the results. We announced for both. I asked for nominations.
I, Agatha Mujati, PR Councillor, I nominate Jerita Mutingwende.
Jerita Mutingwende, can you please stand up? Councillor Jerita Mutingwende, please stand up. Good. For deputy mayor, another secondment. Another. Yes.
Nominate Sandra as the deputy mayor.
Sorry?
I nominate Sandra Mugunde as the
Sandra Mugunde, that's fine. You said one name only. Sandra Mugunde? Who's Sandra Mugunde? Okay, that's fine. Any other nomination? Anything there? Nothing. That's fine. Thank you. May the two candidates please exit the room. Secretariat, can we issue out ballot papers for the deputy mayor position? Councillors, you will notice that the deputy mayor position is now also the ballot paper is written accordingly. Deputy mayoral election. Yes, on voter. Can we please call back the two, the mayor and the mayoral candidates who had gone out? Sorry, can you speak through the chair, please? You had a question?
Well, I wanted to give you advice about it.
Good. You are a councillor, right?
No.
Good. When we are in council chambers, please take off your hats. Take off your hats when you are in council chambers. Observers, we don't allow you to speak in here. Only councillors, you are observing. Okay? Have we all received for the deputy mayor? Secretariat, can we hurry? That side, others don't have. TC? That's one. Councillors, can we do it in silence? Let's not discuss anything. I'm not allowing any conversations during the voting period. Once we are done on that side, please fold and collect. Don't mix them up. You can write your... TC, we can collect that side. We are waiting for two more votes. Councillor Liashtamba and Councillor Maiko. Are they back? Okay, please, can you vote for the deputy mayor? Councillor Maiko? I thought you were standing together. Where is Councillor Maiko? Councillor Maiko, please vote. Cast your vote for the deputy mayor position. So here, there's some more. Count how many there. There's two more coming there. Secretariat, whilst they are counting the votes, can I please have the oaths papers? TC, your oath papers, oath of office and oath of loyalty.
Yeah.
This one is stuck there. This is the oath of, it's supposed to be headed oath of office or oath of loyalty.
It's, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Where's the oath of office?
Yeah.
Okay, you just combine.
Yes.
All right. What most councils are doing is make them separate documents next time.
Okay.
So that is a proper, like a certificate. Commander Chitungwiza sitting. covering also airport and surrounding areas. Dispo Mguti, who's here with us, Chief Superintendent Mguti. We also have, let me recognize the Acting Director of Local Government Services from Ministry of Local Government, Maita Garira. The Acting Town Clerk, Mr. Nemsesu. Senior government officials who are here, Chitungwiza Municipality Management who are here, the media fraternity, members of the community who are here as well, ladies and gentlemen. Can someone remove people from windows who are talking? Thank you. Honorable Councillors, it is my honor to address you and to address this august house today as we are electing a mayor and a deputy mayor for Chitungwiza, commencing the season 2023 to 2028. I would like to start by congratulating all of you for winning the previous harmonized elections and for basically wishing you all the best as you embark on this very rigorous journey. Let me also take note that we look forward to the best performance from this council combined as you move forward to improve the livelihoods of the people of Chitungwiza. I'm not new to you as a permanent secretary and as the senior government official in the province. I'll continue to work hand in glove with you to ensure that we develop a much more better built environment for Chitungwiza. Once again, allow me to congratulate you, and I know it's not going to be easy, but together we can be able to work hard. I also expect you to support, to respect, and to work hand in glove with the mayor and the deputy mayor as councillors. I also ask for discernment in being able to understand that the moment you were elected as councillors, you are not a political appointee, you are now a full government official. So when we are in this council chambers, I'm going to be expecting that we take our politics, be it ZANU-PF, be it CCC, we take it to our party offices. The moment we come here, the citizens expect city fathers and city mothers who are going to help them, who are going to lead them. I also expect councillors in your wards not to be absentee councillors. I encourage you to meet with your communities, to work hand in glove with your communities, to understand the challenges that they are facing within your ward. I also expect that councillors are going to be able to relay the messages of the communities to this full council. To management, I'm expecting that we stand guided by the Urban Councils Act, in particular Chapter 2915, which clearly stipulates your mandate as councillors and management. And I encourage the newly elected councillors to take heed of the dictates of the Urban Councils Act 2915, which in this case we refer to as your guiding Bible for your operations. Local authorities in Zimbabwe, and in particular our metropolitan provinces, are expected to play an important role in promoting sound local governance and undertaking and coordinating urban development to enhance the socio-economic development of Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, the Constitution of Zimbabwe seeks to promote democratic governance in local governance through various sections, which include Section 5, Section 264, Section 274, and Section 301. To the incoming mayor, Section 264 of the Constitution defines the principles of devolution and how provinces will be handling their own affairs, beneficiating from their own endowments, as well as how they should utilize resources within their areas of prerogative for the benefit of their communities. Ladies and gentlemen, our metropolitan province continues to be a hub of economic activities as we thrive to remain the pulse of the nation, implementing National Development Strategy 1, soon to be NDS 2, in pursuance of the mantra, leaving no one and no place behind. The President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, enabled our industry to retool, reinvest, and expand productivity. Chitungwiza, as you know, used to have one of the growing industrial hubs. And I'm challenging you as a council to please put emphasis that we reopen our industries within Chitungwiza. It is important for us to also lure investors. And so it is up to this council to ensure that we have a better investment climate. Councillors, allow me to address Section 274(1) of the Constitution, which provides for the management of the affairs of the people in urban areas. Under Section 274(2), Subsection 2 details the modalities in urban management are articulated, including the role of councillors. This includes how elected councillors by registered voters should operate, and in principle, they need to advance the objectives of the people in unison. Councillors, let me emphasize the importance of advancing the aspirations of the people in Chitungwiza who entrusted you with these high offices. His Excellency, as recently the President of Zimbabwe, has emphasized to all the leadership in central government, provincial government, and now in local governments that we should do away with the chef mentality and actually roll up our sleeves and be led by the people, meaning that we need to listen to the people, put their needs first, and be able to work together to enhance service delivery. Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, Section 5 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe establishes the 3 tiers of government, which each level having well-defined powers and functions. This includes national government, which is ably led by the office of the President, which is also guided by Senate and Parliament. Provincial council, provincial level, provincial government, which in this case is going to see provincial councils and metropolitan councils being put in place. Perhaps for today, the most important part is local government. We have central, provincial, and local government. You are local government. So you are the genesis of governance within the country, meaning that when a country is run, we start running a country constitutionally from what level? So you are the most senior government or political appointee in your ward. So all the issues that are happening within your ward, if someone says Takainisa Hurumende Chichemo, it means they spoke to the councillor. So it is very important that issues come from bottom going up. And we have emphasized this to residents as well, that this coming 5 years, I do not want to engage residents without them going through their councillor. We want you councillors to take heed of your issues and to take control of the challenges within your areas. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important for you to understand that consequently, intergovernmental relations are observed to ensure that the different levels of government, the 3 tiers, work together effectively. For me, the mayor and the town clerk already serve in the Provincial Development Committee. It is very important that the other 27 members of council understand what we mean. At central government, we've got cabinet. Cabinet is in charge of driving the day-to-day resolutions of how the country goes forward. At provincial government, we've got provincial council. In the absence of that, myself and the Minister of State are in charge of that. Later on, we are also full members of provincial council. In the absence of that, there's also local government, which is yourselves. Now, at provincial government, we have what we call the Provincial Development Committee, where we've got 45 ministries, departments, and agencies which have been devolved. So the Provincial Education Director, the Provincial Medical Director, the Provincial Roads Engineer, all those line ministries are found at provincial level. In other provinces, we even have a District Development Committee, where you now have the District Education Officer and other certain government departments. At that level, it is chaired by the DA, or other words, now known as the District Development Coordinator. Harare and Bulawayo do not have DAs. So as a result, because they are metropolitans, they are run directly from my office. So we have the Provincial Development Committee. Within the Provincial Development Committee, all local authorities, mayors and town clerks sit there together with the other 45 ministries, department agencies, including service chiefs from Army, CIO, prisons, Air Force, and all the other Zimbabwe Republic Police. So when we sit there, that's where we derive the provincial strategy of what we want to do as a province. And from there, we'll provide what is called, we'll work together on the provincial economic development plan, or the provincial strategy. Your strategies have to then extract what are the key outcomes or objectives that we want to be derived from there. As a result, the mayor's performance contract and the town clerk's performance contract will mirror my performance contract. That means they contribute into my performance contract and to the Minister of State's performance contract. But they also contribute into the Minister of Local Government and the Permanent Secretary of Local Government's performance contract. So if the mayor and the town clerk fail, it means I have failed. It means the Minister of State has failed. It means the Minister of Local Government has failed, that section, and it means the permanent sector for local government has failed. Let me reiterate this. A performance contract is evaluated every 3 months, meaning that across the year you're going to have 4 evaluations. So it is very important to note that the standing committees, when you are appointing, appoint people who understand that those committees feed into the mayor's performance contract. So you are not going into the standing committees to push your political agenda or push your personal agenda, but you are going into those committees so that you can add value into what the mayor and what council wants to achieve. So I thought I would explain that. Ladies and gentlemen, my office drives the devolution agenda, and I expect to work with the Chitungwiza municipality in achievement of the Provincial Economic Development Plan, which already is in motion. Let me articulate government's expectations of this council over the next 5 years. Number 1, we are expecting transparency. Transparency is important. As I mentioned before, even if you have WhatsApp groups, even if you have political caucuses, the bottom line is this is the august house where decisions are made. Every resident in Chitungwiza needs to know the decisions you are making. I do not want to hear of decisions being made in briefcases or in the boots of your cars. Decisions are made in the august house, led ably by the mayor that you've elected today. And I know we sometimes have the habit of trying to conceal things. Your resolutions need to be made public. Pamunoona takusungana paya is because you have not been transparent with my office. The chamber secretary is there to guide you when you have your meetings. Do not override him, because ndiye gweta renyu, ndiye lawyer wenyu. If he tells you the law says don't do this, don't do it. To the incoming 27 members, I do not like surprises, and I don't want any nonsense in council chambers. I don't want to hear fights. Kurwa in council chamber. ZANU PF and Triple C. Chitungwiza. Dimunembiri kukakatirana mchinetsana. If you repeat what you did last year, I don't want to lie to you. This time around, there's no actings. I'll put a commission. I've warned you. I don't want to hear fights. You have been elected. There's nothing to fight about. Work together as Zimbabweans. You can debate, you can argue, but when you walk out that door, have a decision that benefits the people of Chitungwiza. That's the most important thing. The second thing is I want lawful and unbiased implementation of policies. There's a policy you did last year where you gave each other graves. Stop it. Free graves are applied to the office of the Minister of State through social welfare. We've been doing this since 1980. The PA or the DA, in this case for us, is the permanent secretary. After police have checked and security, we have what we do. As you all know, in all your wards, we've got social welfare officers covering it. So that means but what you were doing last year, where the councillor was now the one responsible for identifying poor people, and then you decide who you dish those poor graves to. And you think I did not know some of you were selling those graves for $500? You think I did not know? To those who are coming in, I think you now know how I operate. In fact, those who were here before, I'm not a fan for people who are not Tower and Chitaura. If you have something to say, you get a chance to say it. Don't give me a reason to cancel this meeting. I'm emphasizing what I've emphasized because we had a lot of problems over the last 5 years. I'm encouraging those who are coming in to do better. And those who are coming from the previous era to do better. If you fail, there are consequences. And to open cards today so that you understand my expectations. There are people who use my name, like last year. If there's anything, your mayor knows my door is open for any conversation. The third issue is accountability. Let's produce audited accounts, Chitungwiza. Imagine being asked to write a check and you don't know the bank balance. Unonyora check you wakaita sei. So as councillors, you have a right to know how the finances of Chitungwiza are running. We cannot continue going year in, year out with management accounts. Management accounts is what the acting town clerk is presenting to you. But no one knows if they are correct. No one knows if they are fraudulent, isn't it? So you need to have audited accounts. So the moment you're coming in, set out an agenda that you put across audited accounts. Because from audited accounts, you now know ukwakabiwa mali, ukwakashota mali, kana zvinhu zvakabalansa. Guess what? If anything then goes wrong and those numbers don't balance, the blame is on you. It's no longer on NEMSESU, it's on you. That during your tenure, you could not produce audited accounts. So audited accounts will help you to now manage your budget wisely. Otherwise, if you don't have audited accounts, it means nothing to have a budget. So what's your take on balances from last year? And track that. So I'm imploring the Finance and the Audit Committee to work hard this year to ensure that our management produce good papers. Most importantly, my greatest expectation is that we will not have corruption this year. I do not want you to get arrested again. There's no corruption this year. We've agreed with Ministry of Local Government and we've agreed with Zaki. Not this year. Because some of you are now repeat offenders. We don't want corruption. And as a result, there's going to be an MOU you are going to sign with Zaki, where I'm tasking you to come up with an integrity committee. So you are going to take members of the public, residents associations, and some of your most trusted councillors, and some of your management, and some people from law enforcement, and you will form an integrity committee. Meaning pakans kurukitika corruption, munotanga maizeya mumushamenyu Chitungwiza isati yauya kwatiri. And you help those who are doing investigations. That way you police one another. What we don't want is to see a situation where there's no accountability in terms of corruption. So you are going to sign an MOU with ZAC. And the moment we've appointed, we are going to be able to sit down and address that. I'm also expecting that there's a good relationship between council officials and councillors. Council officials, I'll say this only once. These are your bosses, not your friends. Mashefenyu. I do not want to hear of councillors who are having any form of extramarital relationships with management and staff. I don't want to hear of that. Because it compromises the integrity of what we're trying to achieve. Only the mayor is allowed to give executive instruction, meaning that he's the only one allowed to direct the town clerk what to do. There is no flat line. I do not want to see councillors muchimukira pano every day to tell the councillor what to do. He gets his mandate from council through what? Full council meetings. If there's any issue which is arising, councillors, tell the mayor or mayoress. And then that mayor or mayoress will now tell the councillor, he's the only boss, immediate boss, what town clerk. The problems we had is that everyone became a mayor. Everyone wanted to advise management what to do. Let me also say this, councillors, you have no right to fire management. He is employed by government through what? Minister of Local Government through what? Through you as the local government. So if you have no faith in him, in the full council meeting you've spoken about, I'm mentioning him, not his subordinates, him. The mayor will write a letter to me and Permanent Secretary Churu and say, I give up, I can no longer work with NEMSESU. Immediately. only the mayor has got the right to suspend the town clerk, not councillors, the mayor. And the mayor has to justify. And before the mayor does that, he has to sit down with us and say, this guy anetsa zvakati, so that we know kanari mukadzi is not sexual harassment. And we know kanari whoever apana any form of discrimination. But the mayor has the right to do that. We do not want a hit list. Ningakamisa stand yang chinganga gabude bas. Maya kuno chinganga ngaende chinganga. No, the person chinganga does not report to councillors or machona or whoever else it is. They report to council. Through who? Through the acting town clerk. To conclude, government is also aware that we have lifted, I'm sure the new incoming, we have lifted the ban on Chitungwiza in terms of land. Chitungwiza municipality does not own land. It manages all state land on behalf of government. So you have already applied that that land be transferred to you. We are considering that. The challenge we have in Chitungwiza is that you do not want to develop a master plan. Last year, I think Councillor John and them, you remember, we had a full meeting with stakeholders in terms of a master plan. And we had those meetings. And the residents have already told you how many schools they want, how many clinics they want, how many sports amenities they want, how many shopping malls. They've already told you. And we set out a technical team which includes spatial planners, architects. We gave you senior professionals from government because you don't have the skills. But management has been reluctant to see through this process. And I've now written a letter to the 18 town clerk that stop allocating land until you finish your master plan. Because you are now going to allocate pamabda kuisa chikoro, makunesa bottle store. Pamabda kuisa clinic, makunesa supermarket. Pamabda kuisa ma sports facilities, matengeserana no nyuma stands. As it is right now, government wants to put a railway. We've had people prospecting. I think you should know these servitudes. Because apera utengeswa. A good example is Fane police station, Bani Rese, Roomside Railroad on your right Chibao town. Kwazara Zimba. It's your land. And that's where you're actually supposed to put the train station for Chitungwiza. That's where it's supposed to be. In the greater Harare plan. But pese padakuiswa road, pese padakuiswa sewer line nyoan, murutengesa mastens. So I want to implore the councillors, the first thing you have to do is have a master plan that you agree as council. Then you can map out how many residential stands you want to come up with. Right now we have challenged you. We don't want you to build flat. We want you to build going up. You have land ku B, ku A. We have money we have wanted to give you since last year. Kutumuvake flats. But we have serious resistance because people want kupana nama stand. Munu amuru kupa stand akwanso vakaka na blade toilet. So what is better? Kupa munu stand cannot deliver at Zimba. So we want to work hand in glove with you. We've got technical people who can assist you. Please, can this be on top of your agenda? The financing is already there, the budget, for you to do a master plan. The issue of waste management, His Excellency has declared a state of emergency. The President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Edi Mnangagwa, has declared a state of emergency in Marara, in Harare Metropolitan Province. Why? Because typhoid and cholera is now back, because we are not collecting our rubbish. We have asked those who attended the meetings I was chairing, and the meetings chaired by the former Minister of Local Government and the Minister currently reinstated Environment. You have a lot of refuse trucks and equipment which is lying idle in your cemetery of vehicles. We have asked the CMED to do an assessment, and Chitungwiza, that has not been done. Ministry of Finance will give you money to repair your refuse trucks. We'll give you the support. Each refuse truck collects a minimum of 2,000 homes a day. Chitungwiza, we now estimate that you are heading towards 200,000 homes. As it is, Harare Metropolitan Province has 56,200 illegal homes. 26,100 belong to Chitungwiza. So we have a big problem on our hands, because it means we've got refuse being generated by 26,100 homes, which is not being collected by Chitungwiza, and those people are not paying. So what we've asked to do is, as you are doing your master plan, We then have recommendations working with the Department of Justice, Ministry of Justice, so that we can regularize, so that you start having revenues coming. But as of now, the first part is we've already directed CMED and Chitungwiza to work together, move my road, open roads to all those informal places, so that for now we collect that refuse. If we leave it there and those people have cholera, they are still going to come back to you, to your clinics, which is a bigger cost. And the last thing we need in Chitungwiza right now with no water is cholera. So I'm going to ask the committee that is going to be appointed to work very hard with the government interministerial task force on health issues. The other issue is to, as government, we've already adopted your health staff, your health workers. We did this because we knew that the money you were collecting through your clinics was not enough for you to pay these people on time and for you to be able to also buy medicines. So the Ministry of Health, and I would like to thank the previous outgoing council because they saw the vision. We actually took akusisina mshandwe council we health sector. Not only nurses, but also all health practitioners from lab technicians and etc. who's under your wage bill. We have taken over that wage bill. So the money that you are now making in your clinics, we want you to use that to rehabilitate, refurbish, make your clinics better. So we don't want that money from government, it's yours. But we have taken over your wage bill. So you don't have any more strikes. So that's how we are helping as provincial and central government. So what we now ask is to ensure that those who are manning the clinics, let's man them better. NatFarm is there if you need medicines. And we have now appointed a provincial medical director, Dr. Aove, who can be able to work with you. I suggest that in one of your sessions, invite Dr. Aove so that as councillors you can engage with him and he can tell you better and he can advise you. The issue of your social amenities, Chitungwiza no longer has sports facilities for our children. Makapera kutengesa maground ebhora kuita Dzimba. So I'm asking that as you do your master plan, in every ward, can we have a football pitch and all other netballs and other social amenities? Vana are taking to the streets to do drugs because akusina zvokutamba nazvo. As city fathers and mothers, zvakatengeswa zvese. So I'm asking the 33 of you to ensure that in every ward we've got sports facilities for our children. Let's not rob them of that. So areas like Chibuku Stadium, the Ministry of Sports is there to assist you. For me, 3 things are important on a stadium. That's why there are challenges at Rufaro. You are not building a stadium for yourself. You are building a place where thousands of people are going to gather. Health, Ministry of Health has to work with you. Security has to work with you. Because one day, you might want the president or even yourselves to go in there. If there's a fire and other things or a threat, we can't evacuate people. We don't even know the setup. So you stand guided. The last issue is safety. Safety, fire and all those things. You work with public works, you work with other experts. So whenever you're doing that, there's already a cabinet intergovernmental committee which includes local authorities. So don't msashande moga. We have no problems about it. We know what Dioyo, who's the councillor in charge of Anichibuku Stadium, what Mage? Yes. So people will thank you. Councillor, thank you. Makati Gatsa Stadium. They don't mean you. They mean all of you. It means you took Chichemo Chawamaka and Chokuno. And you worked as a whole of government to deliver Chibuku Stadium. But if you say Ndo Shandandega, then you're going to have a problem. If you need equipment, Zimra is going to charge you tax because they don't know what you want to use the equipment for. All these things we can work together and you deliver. Once Chibuku is done, Musha wenyu, you are running Chibuku and the meeting day. But if you say, you're not building in Jomba wa Mailago, you are building in Zimbabwe. Which Shashan is quite years after you're gone. Yes, Tafate says Chibuku said there must still be there. So let's have that wisdom. My office is open to continuously training you. So we'll facilitate training, we encourage the Minister of Local Government. But I also know that we are in harsh economic times. We've already gone further. We've already arranged one of the local financial companies, one of the banks, which is going to be working with you. For me, I'm a good believer that if we work hard, we should be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. I don't want a situation where councillors end up being corrupt because you don't have enough money. So I want to implore Chitungwiza to re-engage its business model. Currently you have Makreshi, Mabawa, supermarkets that you are leasing in Zim dollars and other people are collecting rentals in US dollars. Mune Zimba Chitungwiza, zikugarwa nevanhu mahara for years and council is not making anything. Mine misika unotakura vanhu 500 munhu anobhadhara $, minimum, maximum $5. Imari dzikuenda muhomwe memaspace barons imakagara musina mari. So we need to reconfigure. If it means Murat Mabawa Kanzuru avurwe again, we will assist you Mabawa avurwe so that you have enough money. If it means you want to take over my supermarkets and etc. There are now franchises which are there. You can be able to do that. Just from what Chitungwiza owns, you've got the second largest property portfolio in Zimbabwe after City of Harare, Chitungwiza. But you are the poorest out of the 92 local authorities. Even Epwet has more money than you. You can't. So you need to understand that running a council is running a company. There's nothing for free. As I was driving here, I saw an arukutengesa mabero and all that. There's someone arkuisa here arkutambira Mario. And it's not you as a council. So apana kuitira utsinye because this is not a rural setup. You are a city, Chitungwiza. It's high time you start behaving like a city. What kind of city are you without a traffic light? What kind of city are you without your own railway station? What kind of city are you without shopping malls scattered all over? What kind of city are you without a polytechnic or a university? I'm hoping that, ladies and gentlemen, the people of Chitungwiza did not throw away their vote when they appointed all of you from all different political parties. It is time to build a better Chitungwiza. Let's think beyond our imagination. We have also facilitated in Russia, Namibia, Cuba, Rwanda. We are partnering at provincial level, but that means we are also now twinning you with other cities overseas. And at some point you're going to have to nominate councillors that go with me or that we send so that when you come back, you start having good ideas. We are only as good as the level of our exposure. Saka munhu kana akakurira ari kudotita upenyu hwese ozoya muchitungwiza kuti titange kufungira kuti munhu iye achafunga about a master world class sewer system hakuna iye akaona blade toilet upenyu hwake chete. So we need councillors who are exposed, councillors who research, and we need management who research. I also want you to address the issue of acting. There are no more acting town clerk, acting this, acting that. Let's remove acting positions and have substantive people in these positions. It's very important we do that. Tarisiro is here, town clerk, because as you see him as he's acting, he has the mandate to call for a hearing, Kutinya is clear. But if he's already enjoying the vehicle, he's already enjoying the pecs, no. Unochongoramba uchi drag or acting between enjoy both salaries or both packs. Not that he's doing it, he's just arrived. But I've told him when he came, kuti acho nonoka, lachida kuti by now, munge maisa another town clerk, are substantial. And those interviews are not held by me, they're held by you. All we simply do is police clearance. Don't bring us thieves. Because once they are not cleared, we'll send back with, we are in Yadzake. So don't also bring people on political lines. No, bring Munu, even Mava Chitungwiza is in good hands. And we can take it up from there. In terms of workshops are being abused. And this is coming with a very stern warning. We don't do workshops for the ease of generating allowances. We do workshops so that we can build each other's capacity. So I'd rather you do one workshop for 3 days than nas maenda ukariba mangwana richibuda uri kumasvingo mangwana richibuda long distances where we've now seen some councillors generating as much as 500 litres in allowances, the fuel, and all that kind of nonsense. We will not tolerate it, because that's abuse of office. Every workshop has to be able to cement something you are trying to do. Workshop. And I think that will help. And as usual, as you have your workshops, I'll come and have engagements with you. And those who know how we operate when we come, it's a chance where I really want to know you and what you want to do. So that if you want assistance from my office, we can be able to help each other. So once again, I hope that we'll be able to work together. And I implore you to take advantage of the vast skills that government has. I'm hoping that we'll continue giving you funding for emergency road rehabilitation program. However, please note ERRP2 is a state of emergency declaration. You are collecting parking fees, you are collecting rates and taxes. You are a road authority. So every road in here is supposed to be maintained by you. Maria Zinara is only icing on the cake, because already you are supposed to ring fence the roads account. So I don't know where the parking money is going, but already in Harare, we have actually advised that we don't want to see Mukainon city parking. As a local authority, you should collect your own parking fees. Because if you then start up a business, like what's happening in city of Harare, where only 22% is what council is getting from parking money, 78% is operational costs. It doesn't work. You're supposed to take all that money and use it now to develop going forward. What we will do as government is we'll assist you. Roads going to schools, roads going to clinics, roads going to industrial places. With the deteriorated infrastructure, you won't be able to fix all that within the shortest period of an emergency. So we will give you funding for that. But Chitungwiza, stop using munanogadzira mvura zenda kuti agadzire zvema roads. Build a good technical team of road engineers so that the equipment you are buying makes sense. Let me close by explaining devolution funds. Devolution funds are 5% of the consolidated revenue account, meaning that when we collect all the tax around Zimbabwe, we've got 5% which we share among you as 92 local authorities. However, the policy of devolution is so that the backward local authorities have assistance to spring forward. So just because you are big does not mean you get a bigger chunk. In fact, the more advanced you are, the less you get. Because someone needs a water system, you already have one. But the formula still is good enough because you still get a big chunk of devolution funds. But we have a challenge with local authorities, Chitungwiza and City of Harare in particular. You house the biggest number of informal traders. So as long as informal traders do not contribute towards the fiscus, it means our tax collection remains low. So for you to complain to me to say, but Shefu, devolution amount tipa ishoma, I would ask you again, could devolution innovam tax, isn't it? So stop giving business permits to business people who are not registered with Zimra. Because the more Zimra collects, the more you get. That's how the formula works. The more we formalize informal traders, twice in a space, the more money you collect. So devolution funds, once they are given, you have to understand the formulation. So we are not going to ask you to formalize. It actually becomes part of your local authority economic plan to say, how do we build our own Chitungwiza economy? We have helped you with the United Nations. We have fully funded a research for you. And I'm expecting management to deliver that report to this council. We've asked you to come up with a register of every single business in category. As councillors, you should know how many breweries you have, how many bottle stores you have, how many supermarkets you have. You should know how many companies are in the manufacturing space. You should know how many companies are in the engineering space. You should know how many companies are in clothing. All the different sectors, agro-processing, you name it. Because then Kanamadaru, you are now running a city. You now know where your bread is buttered. So ladies and gentlemen, that is my address to you. I pray that everything that I've said you fully understood and that you've given you the guidance that you need. I remain open and available to the incoming mayor or mayoress and wishing them all the best on their results. At this moment in time, I would like to say that is my full address. Thank you. The results I'm announcing are for the mayoral elections. Total cast votes is 31. We had spoiled 0, and we had 2, which is yourselves, which we deducted from the election. Councillor Chidamba, you got a total of 2 votes. Councillor Maiko, you got 29 votes. In terms of the Urban Councils Act, I'm happy to announce that our new mayor, his worship for the city of Chitungwiza, is Councillor Love Mo Maiko. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Councillor Maiko, you can remain standing. Councillor Shamba, you can sit. For the deputy mayor elections, may I have Councillor Mutingwende? Mutingwende. And Councillor Mungunde. What is the initial for Councillor Mutingwende, or full name J? Thank you. May I ask you to stand where the 2 were standing? Councillor Mutingwende and Councillor Mugunde. For this, once again, we had 31 votes cast, spoiled 0. Councillor Mugunde, you had 2 votes. Councillor J. Mutingwende, you had 29 votes. In terms of the Urban Councils Act, I would like to announce that our new deputy mayoress for the city of Chitungwiza is Councillor J. Mutingwende. Congratulations. For the obvious doubt of your space, I'm going to ask that you remain standing there. Can I ask that the town clerk please start dressing? We'll start first by confirming the deputy mayor. Please, can you go that side and dress her?
Yes, probably.
Is there attire for her?
Yes, there are attire.
Not I take oath after mom dress and it. Okay. Okay. Enter oath mom dress.
A deputy mayor?
Yeah.
Their mayor.
It's fine. Whilst you're looking for that, can you give her the oath so that we take over the oath? Then you dress her. It's still the same procedure. It's fine. Please, can you pass it on? No, to pass what is one. Chamber Secretary, you can give the one of the directors there, right, so that you do the oath from here.
Yes.
Okay. Can you pass it on? Can we have a lady, not you, Chinganga? My Machona, can you please dress her? Please, can you kindly dress her? TC?
Yes.
Can I mount dress her? That is fine. That's your oath. Can you please now get guided by the town clerk? He's the one who will take your oath before. Town clerk?
Man, thank you. Yes. Right.
Can you hold the Bible? Thank you.
Can you hold the Bible? Then you raise your right hand. Right. I, Japson Nemseso, in my capacity as the acting town clerk of Chitungwiza municipality, and by virtue of the power vested in me in terms of section 47, subsection 3 of the Urban Councils Act, do call upon you, Deputy Mayor, which is J. Mutingwende, as the Deputy Mayor, to take and subscribe to the oath of office and oath of loyalty in terms of the Urban Councils Act, oath of loyalty and office, Regulation 1998, Statutory Instrument 272 of 1998. You can now take oath as the Deputy Mayor. You can read your...
I, Jessica Mtingwendi, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Chitungwiza Municipal Council and observe the laws of Zimbabwe and the bylaws, rules, orders, and resolutions of the Chitungwiza Municipal Council. So help me God.
Oath of office kana lawyer.
Then oath of office.
I, Jerita Mtingwendi, do swear that I will well and truly serve the Chitungwiza Municipal Council on the office of mayor. So help me God.
You're supposed to say deputy mayor, isn't it?
Yeah, deputy mayor.
That's fine, no problem. Well done.
Thank you.
Another round of applause for her. As the chair of the meeting, I can now confirm that you are now our deputy mayoress. Congratulations once again. Thank you. So this moment, can I also ask that you just move aside? Ms. Chinga, can you help us in dressing His Worship, Councillor Love Momai? You can sit on the other side. My speech mama gadzirira.
Hana. Shona.
Mafana wakadzira speech. Because munange isingazivi so munenge kugadzira speech better. May you hold your Bible and be led by the town clerk. Ms. Chinganga, for the purpose of our media, please can you just isolate the mayor so he's the only one coming out there? Thank you.
Then you can raise your right hand. Right, I, Japson Nemseso, in my capacity as the acting town clerk of Chitungwiza Municipal Council, and by virtue of powers vested in me in terms of Section 47, subsection 2 of the Urban Councils Act, Chapter 29.15, do hereby call upon you, Mayor, to take and subscribe to the oath of loyalty and office as prescribed in Urban Council's Oath of Loyalty and Office, Regulation 1998, Statutory Instrument 272 of 1998. We can now take oath of loyalty.
I, Love Momaiko, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Chitungwiza Municipal Council and observe the laws of Zimbabwe and the bylaws, rules, orders, and resolutions of the Chitungwiza Municipal Council. So help me God.
Oath of office.
I, Love Momaiko, do swear that I will well and truly serve the Chitungwiza Municipal Council in the office of the mayor. So help me God.
As the chair for this meeting, I can hereby confirm that Councillor Love Momaiko is now officially His Worship, the Mayor of the city of Chitungwiza. Well done, this moment in time, may I humbly ask that the mayor and the deputy mayor join me in front. At this moment in time, I have not yet handed over. I would like the deputy mayoress to please give a speech. Ideally, as you go forward, Secretariat, because you won't be knowing who's going to be mayor or mayoress, we normally ask that you prepare a speech which then guides and speaks into, because this is their first address into council. So I'm going to ask that the mayor, deputy mayoress, Councillor Jerita Mutingwende, please give us your maiden speech. You can stand up and give your speech.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is short and precise. First and foremost, I want to thank God, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. As the deputy mayor of Chitungwiza municipality, my focus is to deal with early child marriages, drug and substance abuse, gender-based violence, service delivery, that is water. Atidi kuzoona vanhu vachisenga mvura vachitakura mabhaketsi mumusoro, so we are going to deal with that. Sewer needs to be dealt with, and also our roads, we need tarred roads as good as Rukungoti gravel, so we'll be working with that. Also, our employees, we need also to give our focus to our employees of Chitungwiza municipality. Last but not least, I want to thank my president, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, for bestowing honor on youth and women. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor, for your maiden speech. She spoke about early child marriages, roads and water. I'm sure councillors have taken note in the media. Can we ask for you, Councillor, your worship, to provide your acceptance speech?
Thank you.
Yeah, so that the media can read
All
it.
right. Thank you so much.
Can we have silence, please?
The Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Mr. Muguti, government officials here present, fellow councillors, management, staff, members of the 40th state, all stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's afternoon. I understand it's now afternoon. Yeah. Good afternoon to you all. I'm humbled to be elected mayor of Chitungwiza municipality. First, I would like to thank my president, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, my party, Triple C, fellow councillors, residents of my ward, and the residents of Chitungwiza, for the opportunity that they've given me and the honor that they've bestowed on me to serve the people of this great town of Chitungwiza. I accept this with a huge sense of responsibility and the urgency of leadership in delivering quality services to the residents of our municipality reliably. Councillors are residents first, before they are aldermen, and collectively we shall remain conscious of this and plan, implement and evaluate within the framework of this position. We owe it to the residents, and we are in huge debt to them. The municipality is called upon to spend much focus on service delivery, and that's delivering for the residents of this town. No acceptable excuses for poor service delivery, let alone for non-service in this 21st century era. Conscious of the debilitating impact of corruption and service delivery across the board, the office of the mayor, being the chief servant of the municipality, will do everything to contribute towards besting and eradicating the vice of corruption within our society. Sustainable, meaningful service shall only take place and take root among other factors in a space that has anti-corruption interventions. Our tenure in office too shall be characterized by the extent we go in checkmating and repelling all forms of corruption. In our tenure of office, together and through the office of the mayor, we shall foster a resident and stakeholders participatory approach on the way the municipality carries out its mandate. Thus, we are going to place citizens at the center in terms of the decisions and the direction that we are going to take as a local authority. For example, For example, the municipality budget should be the budget of all stakeholders, by stakeholders and for all stakeholders. Objectively, it should be a council of the residents and equally other stakeholders. In a way, it is somewhat an ecosystem and interdependence philosophy that breathes life into it and dovetails with our Pan-African philosophy of Ubuntu. I am because you are, and you are because I am, period. Our approach is simple, but by and large and inarguably very important. We go back to the basics. Others may term it build back better. Residents and business organizations in Chitungwiza have waited for too long for a working and functional municipality, and as a council, we must be the correct and appropriate answer to that prayer. We must be the relief. We must be the relief to that supplication. Our tenure is simply to build back better, and the residents and stakeholders have always been up and ready to support the initiative. Build back better is their identity in the critical sense that it speaks to the important matters such as the constant and reliable provision of water supply. Build back better means an adequate and efficient health delivery system by council and health centers. Build back better in its right and correct interpretation objectively means state-of-the-art public infrastructure within and under the management and maintenance of the council. The state of our roads should be a prototype of the global north. In other words, we benchmark our operations in goods and services with countries like the Asian tigers. The philosophy of build back better is incredible and inclusive as it seeks to engender a transport system which is efficient and convenient and reliable. Further to the aforementioned key result areas, it looks at security and all forms of crime and seeks to make the town a free crime zone, and this involves working consistently together with other agencies of the state which are at the forefront of fighting crime. We all know that the pervasive effects of the crime on society, especially the impact on women, the girl child, and the underprivileged of our society. Chitungwiza must be safe and free from this insidious boil. Build back better as a concept recognizes that it does not go far in realizing its key result areas if it does not fit and operate within the scope of central government, and as such it is worth to mention that Chitungwiza Council will do everything within its power to be in a step with all relevant tiers of government in an attempt to push for Build Back Better agenda. We shall stand guided by all applicable regulations in the discharge of our duties without any qualms whatsoever. Build Back Better conceptually is premised on result-based management. We will well thought out and outline the key result areas. It is a smart blueprint that we come up with and commit ourselves to champion and sacrifice for. In the words of Winston Churchill, I say, I have nothing to offer but blood and sweat for this town, for our Harare Metropolitan Province, and for our great country, Zimbabwe. May God richly bless us all as we start on this Build Back Better journey together. Till then, let's keep together. Thank you so much. God bless us.
Thank you very much, Your Worship, for the insightful speech. What I'm appreciating a lot from His Worship is the fact that you are mentioning about all people in Chitungwiza. That's true leadership. As I mentioned to you, councillors, we are no longer in the political season. You are now governing. That means even the person who didn't vote for you, disregard your political party, they look to you for a service. So you are now in government. Off camera. But I think what is important is that speech is what we are going to be looking forward to, Mayor.